I'd love you just to let everyone know who doesn't know you, which I don't know that'll be that many because you're well known out there, but who doesn't know you, who you are, and what it is that your experience has been.
I'm Katy Holder-vale. I've been in the horse business over 40 years. I've been breeding horses for 40 years. I started actually breeding thoroughbreds, hopefully for eventing. And we also used to do resting race horses as well. And then I went into breeding mostly Hanoverians, some for eventing, but mostly for dressage. So 40 years of breeding horses.
So running a successful stud it must be if it's been 40 years.
Yeah, I haven't given up yet.
Yeah.
I keep trying.
Keep trying.
I keep trying.
So are you actively breeding at the moment?
No, I am trying to stop breeding. My husband bred a foal this year, and we still have one stallion who is with us, but he's sort of semi-retired now. He's called Samba Hit 3. He was ridden by Gareth Hughes originally. He won at the Nationals at Inter 2. Okay. He's a really fantastic horse. He's 21 now, and we use him for our apprentices to ride, and he's a complete saint. He's about 17 too, but he is a complete saint.
Gentle giant.
Yeah, he's a gentle giant.
Oh, fantastic. So what I'd love to start with is if just we get an idea of your journey, because it's quite something, 40 years of it. So from my understanding, you started at Witcham House Stud in 1983. So you started there. How did that go for you?
So before I was there, I was in Hertfordshire, and I had a small livery yard, and I was eventing sort of full time. And the liveries basically paid for the eventing. And I did quite a bit of teaching and schooling people's horses. And then I was getting married, and we needed to have our own place. And it was impossible to find anything in Hertfordshire, so we moved up to Cambridgeshire, and where we are now of 40 years. We could buy more land, but we actually bought a barn and sort of some derelict buildings and made that into 21 stables, and the barn was converted into a house. Right. And I've been there ever since. It's sort of like an ongoing maintenance thing, which you have with stables. But it's very nice. It's a nice village we live in, and it's ideal for my horse business. Yeah. Because it's very quiet. We also live in a village, so we can actually hack the horses around the roads, which are really quiet, which is really handy. And we have neighbours and things who we all help each other. And it's a nice community in our village.
Brilliant. So is your main business over the years has been the stud, or would you say it's sort of the liveries and the stud came later?
I think it's been a play it by ear all the way along, because there's times in the breeding industry when it's very difficult to sell young horses. It was one of the reasons really I wanted to breed dressage horses, because you can sell them on their movement as foals. Whereas with eventers, it's hard to get them to buy them as foals. Okay. They really want something that's up and ready to be ridden. So years that we could sell the youngsters, then we would be breeding if we knew that we had a good market. Okay. But when it looked like the market was difficult and we were accumulating too many young horses, then we'd have more liveries. Mostly we would have schooling liveries for people, so things that people are having problems with or needed starting or needed competing, then we'd do more of those. So we would interchange it really, depending on what the market was doing. Because you've got to make enough money to survive. Yes. And you've got to be able to pay your staff. Yes. But you have to understand where the market is going.